Yeah, I've made several videos so far complaining about CrossTag's music and all the music in it, and I feel as though I'm missing one big point. Now, I complain about the lack of why they butchered the BlazBlue music. Now, I'm not gonna lie with the whole BlazBlue thing. They did, didn't neuter a bunch of songs, and there are some songs that play mostly, but they cut their intros, and some songs kept their intros, and it's a weird thing, because some songs don't even, not all the tracks loop. It's weird, because Must Die doesn't have a loop. I think Must Die doesn't have a loop. Crystal Forest doesn't loop. And there's a couple other songs that don't loop, and that kind of weirds me out, because some, like, the first few songs do, and there's a couple that don't, like the more recent songs don't loop, and some keep their intro. It's weird. But there's one thing I mainly forgot about talking about CrossTag's music, and I feel as though it's the lack of original CrossTag music. You know what I mean? Because excluding all the other music from the other franchises in this game, all we have is really the 4th version of Crossing Fate. 5 if you're counting the opening version, but I don't count that, because it's just the opening version of the original Crossing Fate. Turning Fate, and the System Battle theme. And if you were to, stretch it any further, I guess we could talk about the ending theme, Resonance, or the character select screen, or whatever, but I don't count those. Like, for original battle themes, the Crossing Fate tracks, Turning Fate, and System. Those are 6 songs that are original CrossTag. And I'm not really a fan of it per se, because one thing I don't like is the fact that it's just only 4 versions of Crossing Fate. Now, I know it probably would have been a little bit much to ask the composers for the composers for Arcana Heart, the composers for Senran, and the composers for Akatsuki Blitzkampf. I feel as though it would have been a bit much just to make Crossing Fates for them. And I could get with that. I can understand why it's only Turning Fate instead of like 6 different other versions of Turning Fate. But the fact that there's like not that many original music for this game kind of makes it, it doesn't have much of an identity music wise, because most of the game is just music from other franchises, which they're good music. It's just there's not anything beyond that. Like, I would prefer just like certain team themes. Now, it probably would have been a stretch, but I don't think it would have been a stretch to say that I wanted some original songs for specific teams. Like, for example, Ragna. Okay, let's see here. I know that Ragna, RWBY, you, and Hyde. Now, it would be cool if they had their own theme song. Now, they don't have their own 4-way intro, which something I already said before. They should have had their own 4-way intro, but I swear it would have made more sense for me if they had their own theme song, and not just Crossing Fate. I don't think Crossing Fate can play when you select all 4 of them, because Crossing Fate for like the original one only plays with BlazBlue characters. The same for with Persona, Uni, and RWBY. It's just that there's not really any like other songs for other tracks. Like, hell, like specific team themes would have been great, because A, it would have been an original song specifically for CrossTag, and B, yeah, that's pretty much it. It would be original songs for CrossTag, and it'll give more of an identity to it. Now, for those who don't know, the the original CrossTag soundtracks, meaning Crossing Fate, and System Theme and Turning Fate, are composed by Norichika Sato. And he's the guy who pretty much arranges most of the BlazBlue and Guilty Gear soundtracks. So the reason it sounds like Daisuke is because the guy works with him. So he's the one who arranges the soundtrack. So yeah. People got confused that I thought it was Daisuke, but trust me, it's not. So I would have preferred if they just had more original like soundtracks, because it's really not that many. And like, it makes me kind of sad, because like there's some good songs they could have made for this game. Like, I know it's a bunch of team combinations, it'll be kind of hard to add certain songs for, but it doesn't have to be for every team. I just don't want to hear 4 different versions of the same song. Crossing Fate. Look, I like Crossing Fate, and I like their variations, but in the end of the day, they're just remixes of the same song, and if you were to like boil that down even further, it's the same song. Like, it's not a new song, it's just remixes of the first Crossing Fate. And that kind of limits the pool of songs even further down to just Crossing Fate, Turning Fate, and System Theme. So if you were to boil it down even further than that, that's only for 3 songs. Because Resonance doesn't count because it's an ending theme, and, blah, 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 blah. So that kind of bums me out. There's not really any new songs. Like, I made my own gripes about the soundtrack for Cross Tag, and I'm glad there's a bunch of songs in here. But I want more original songs, you know, because without Crossing Fate and Turning Fate and the system theme, which, honestly, I shouldn't really count the system theme, because there's not that many people are even going to go to the story mode, I'm not going to lie. You got Crossing Fate and Turning Fate, which, yeah, you know, every game needs its own little theme song. I can totally understand. But it's not really anything new, you know? Like, I wasn't expecting, like, new original songs other than Turning Fate for the 2.0 update. But I feel kind of bummed out there's not really any new tracks. Like, I don't want this whole game to be made of just the songs from other series, which, not a problem that they're good, because they are good. It's just more original songs would be appreciated. Because I know it's going to be easier to use like, it's easier to use songs that they, you know, need to pull in from other sources, because A, they don't have to recompose whole new songs, and B, they're already right there for the taking. But I want more original songs for Cross Tag Battle, because it kind of bums me out. There really isn't anything new. I mean, I'm not counting the RWBY mixes, because there's just RWBY songs that were already made and pre-established before they were, you know, fused together for Cross Tag, so they are not new songs. I mean, they count as new songs, but they're not new songs. But in all seriousness, though, like I've already said other things about the Cross Tag soundtrack. I've already made my peace with those. I've already said those so many times, so me repeating that would be annoying here. So all I want to say is just that I wish Cross Tag had more original songs fit specifically for the game. You know, like a whole new song. Like, if Cross Tag 3.0 becomes a thing, I don't want another, you know, blank Fate song, because I want something new. I mean, maybe a new boss theme. Well, I mean, it's not really any more bosses, but maybe new original character themes, you know, for something. I don't know. Just give it something new, and I would be okay with that.